It's the Morning Pittsburgh Sports Report along with Super Steeler Mike Logan. I'm Ken Laird. It's all brought to you by Miranda Homes. More home for less money. Find your new home at mirandahomes.com. 34-31 Raiders yesterday, Mike, out at Oco Coliseum. The Oakland offense, which had put up 27 points through the first 2 weeks, scores on their final 5 drives of the game. And the offense not able to bail the Steelers out at the end, despite putting up 31. Your overall take, first of all, from this one.
Well, first of all, you have to understand that's what we call a setup game. It's an early game in the season. You're playing against a winless team. You're going across country. And I'm not making excuses for the Pittsburgh Steelers, but it's a setup game. And going into this game, I had some family feuds going on because I gave my thoughts about how the Pittsburgh Steelers would play in this game.
You were worried.
I was a little worried. Just for the long travel, you have to think about what goes into playing a football game across country. And, you know, it happens week in and week out in the NFL, but they were playing against a team whose back was against the wall. They were 0-2. They were hungry for a win. Didn't think their talent level was above the Pittsburgh Steelers, but they were able to come out yesterday and get a victory.
But you guys flew on these first-class charters. Don't
talk about flying with me because that's an adventure in itself of flying across country. But, yes, they're catered to very well as they travel.
Maybe too much.
Maybe too much. What you're saying, if they put them on some little crop dusters out there, they could have went out there and played a little better.
Out there, they would have been fired up and ticked off, and they'd have played well. Is it scheme? Is it the missing pieces of Polamalu and Harrison, or is it more, as you say, just a fluke? How do you kind of view the defensive performance, the lapses here, and not only this week, but also week 1 against Peyton Manning?
Well, anytime you're missing 2 of your Pro Bowl players on that defense, you're going to have some effect. I mean, you have James Harrison on one side, you have Lamar Woodley on the other side. If James Harrison isn't there, they can kind of kick that protection over there and maybe double team him a little bit more. Then you have Troy Polamalu in your secondary, and not saying that Ryan Monday is a significant drop-off from Troy Polamalu, but there is some drop-off there. Troy has a great rapport with safety Ryan Clark, and those 2 guys are on the same accord. So you miss a little bit of that in your defense. Not to make excuses, because anytime you give up 100 yards rushing to any running back, and the Pittsburgh Steelers haven't been known for that over the past couple of years, so you have to give credit to the Oakland Raiders for their running game and their attack that they did. But Carson Palmer was able to find some open receivers in the midst of that secondary and have some success completing the football. So there are some problems within the Pittsburgh Steelers football team that they have to address.
Now, Ben Roethlisberger had a excellent quarterback rating, 123. He completed a lot of passes for a lot of yards. If you're going to nitpick, though, and it's not the offense's fault in a game like this, but you were a part of that Super Bowl team where he led the game-winning drive. Right. People expect him to have the ball in his arm late and to lead him, and he's not. 2 out of 3 weeks, had a chance, not able to pull it off. What's going on?
I mean, well, first of all, kudos to Big Ben. He's having an outstanding season so far. He's been putting the offensive responsibility basically on his arm because they have no running game. The running game is non-existent. So when it comes down to crunch time, they're already expecting Ben Roethlisberger to kind of take over the football game, but he has no running support to go out there and deter the defense from being able to drop 8 guys into coverage and just having a 3-man rush because the running game is non-existent.
Yeah, and it's tough to succeed that when actually the O-line, they allowed 1 sack yesterday. It came late in the game. They did a pretty good job when they did bring pressure, but it's a team that's obviously missing a few pieces. Are you confident that Mendenhall, Harrison, Polamalu can come back healthy in a couple weeks after the bye week?
I think they will come back healthy. I'm kind of worried about James Harrison. Haven't seen the progress in him that I thought that he would be at so far. Didn't know the real significance of Troy Polamalu's calf injury. I'm kind of surprised that he didn't dress in this game. But I think Rashard Mendenhall will come back. How much of a boost does he give that running game? You don't know, because I think they have decent backs in the combination of Dwyer, Batch, and Redmond. I think they have a great combination with those 3 guys, but is Rashard Mendenhall going to be able to boost that running game that much when he comes back? And you have to think about his health. He has to get rolling. You can get into shape but you have to get into football shape. That guy has to take some hits.
Yep.
He has to get hit low and see how he protects that knee. So will that rejuvenate the running game? That is yet to be seen, but they need something to offset the passing game. Ben Roethlisberger has been throwing the ball significantly too much, in my opinion, for the Pittsburgh Steelers to have success offensively.
That's a good point. You can't expect them to come back and be great right away, and the Eagles will wait in 2 weeks. They're not maybe a Super Bowl favorite, but they have a good defense. They do have some things that can give you problems. Be an interesting couple of weeks. For Mike Logan, I'm Ken Laird. It's the Morning Pittsburgh Sports Report brought to you by Miranda Homes.